Hi everyone, I'm Mike Gorin. I hope you have yourselves a very Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. At the start of the month, I was able to come up with a full list of Sega Genesis games to play here on Perfect Playthroughs. I've since mailed my letter to Santa and I'm expecting a pretty good haul, all things considered. It contains requests from the Sega Genesis subreddit mixed in with a few games I personally wanted to play for quite some time. I figured, well, we don't always get everything we want, and we often get things we didn't ask for. But for the most part, we hope the stuff we do get, may it be from family, friends, or Chris Kringle himself, is to our liking nonetheless. I still can't reveal the games or the number that I plan on covering as part of my Christmas marathon. That'll have to wait for tomorrow. But with that said, it is Christmas Eve. Traditionally, many households are expected to open one present tonight, then we open all the rest on Christmas Day. With all that said, I present my Christmas Eve gift from me to you, as per request by 18 anonymous users from a subreddit poll conducted 4 months ago. Link in the description down below. I present to you the first game of Christmas. Enjoy. The first game of Christmas which your love gave to me. And to commemorate the 33rd anniversary of Revenge of Shinobi, well, that's my first game of Christmas. Hi everyone, this is Mike Gorin. Welcome to Perfect Playthrough. Our objective is to obtain everything this game has to offer. For those of you who remember my Comic Zone playthrough, the Perfect Playthrough conditions really just spoiled. In the year 19XX, the evil crime syndicate Z was reduced to rubble by the power of stealth possessed by the shinobi master Joe Musashi. It seemed as if the world had returned to peace, but 3 years later, the world was once again swallowed in darkness. Z had returned. With an incredible increase in power, much greater than before, Neo-Z became the strongest crime organization ever to exist. After establishing their mighty crime empire, Neo-Z turned their efforts towards destroying the threat posed by those who possess the powers of stealth. All the followers of the power of stealth were attacked and their chief was killed. The chief, with his dying breath, told Musashi that Kyoko, his bride-to-be, had been taken hostage by the Neo-Z. And the rest, as they say, is history. So yeah, the perfect playthrough conditions for this game involve saving your girlfriend. Or your bride-to-be. I've never played this game before, so I'm just going to set the level to easy and shurikens to 90. Believe it or not, there is a code for this game that allows you to get unlimited shurikens. You just hold on to the 0 for a while and it'll just give you infinite. But we don't really need infinite shurikens. So, yep, pretty easy so far. Okay, this guy's kind of annoying. So, yeah, you're basically watching my first playthrough of this game, as I'm basically trying to figure out the rules of the game. So, yeah, right now I'm really just using my shurikens. I'm not using my knife or my, or my sword or anything for close hand-to-hand combat. I probably should, but I didn't know I could do that. It was basically there that I realized, oh, I could use my knife. You just have to be up close and personal and you'll use it. This is yet another year 1 release, and if you notice, with a few, like the sound effects when you pick up the shurikens or an extra life, the sound effects sound really familiar, don't they? Well, this is because the team that worked, even the font for this game, and so the lettering sounds remarkably familiar. Well, there's a reason for this. The people that made the first couple Shinobi games on this on the Genesis would go on to make Streets of Rage, the Streets of Rage games. So all the sound effects and text fonts and everything from Revenge of Shinobi carried over into this game, into that series. Visually, this game is also very reminiscent of Streets of Rage. For this reason, Revenge of Shinobi is widely regarded as the best. Now, I don't know what the hell caused the things to go down, the bamboo sticks that are clearly meant to be booby traps. But I'm not, I mean, from back there, so we could go through that secret passage, but, yeah, I'm just playing along, trying to figure things out as you go. This game's difficulty is basically boiled down to two things. Reflex and problem solving. Since this game's being played on the emulator, my reflexes more often than not are going to be next to unbeatable. Alright, so here's the first boss, and this is how I learned to do the double jump and the spread shot. And you just have to hit him in the head a couple times with the shurikens to hit him, but you can only hit him after he swings a sword. He's basically in a parry stance. That's how the bosses and a couple other enemies in this game operate. They have parry stances. And you have to learn them. And you know what? I will have to agree with the assessment here. This is definitely the best of the year 1 titles of Shinobi. Now, as you may have noticed, I have not used any of my ninjutsu powers. There's a reason for this. Number one, you are limited on how many uses you get to use. And second, and yeah, you can, well, right now I can only use one ninjutsu spell at a time. You can theoretically gain more uses, but when you clear a level, that use count gets reduced to 0. Another reason why I don't use my ninjutsu all that often is because I couldn't figure out how to use them. I'll explain how you use them well, okay, to just use the one that's highlighted, you press A. B throws the shurikens and C jumps. You can change the controls how you like, but those are the defaults. Oh! Something else I forgot to mention. A ton of these NPCs look remarkably familiar, don't they? Those guys hopping around doing the flying kicks, those are basically Bruce Lee enemies. There are even guys with flamethrowers who look very familiar. And a few bosses are definitely familiar. This is actually the version 1.00 of Revenge of Shinobi, which is extremely hard to come by, which is very rare and hard to come by on an actual Genesis cartridge. If you play any modern version of Shinobi or re-release of Revenge of Shinobi, all these copyrighted characters are completely changed and altered, including all the Bruce Lees and all the and I'll explain who they are as we get to that. This is the first time we make use of our ninjutsu blades. The objective here, these guys all have shadows, and our objective is to just slice them off. I lost use of my electric. The electric one is really just designed to give me protection from harm. Now I got rid of all the shells, I just have to damage the main ninja guy here. Until he reaches this point. And that's it. Round 2's done. And here we are at round 3. I took the damage there because there was a power block to pick up. But for the rest of this match, I'm basically gonna try to avoid taking unnecessary damage. You can technically kill enemies from off screen. And here's our first look at Rambo. Fortunately, we are better off just ignoring them. This took a really long time to make it past this level. I just had to be careful. Came to the realization that I'm going to have to go off screen. Luckily, these guys can't bother you from the other side of the fence. I'm really not supposed to be taking any damage either. If you take damage, you lose access to your power-ups. I saw that create as an explosion. But you know what? If I fully regenerate and get a power block, that's fine by me. Now, something I probably could have done is probably use the flame power-up in a tight spot, but again, I had not yet figured out how to switch power-ups. The flame one is not really good for bosses. I'll tell you that much. I want to avoid the doors because they will open periodically, sucking you outside and killing you instantly. So that's why I'm jumping around them, so there you go. And then I found out, oh, this is how you do it. And I'm gonna use the ultimate one. As soon as that cage opens, I blow myself up. And then I blow myself up again. And I two-shot the boss. This does cost me my my upgrade weaponry, meaning no sword or flame shurikens for a while. But it was more than worth it. Okay. Yeah, I want to be mostly off screen when dealing with these guys because it's otherwise insanely difficult to reach this guy, to damage a lot of these guys. Because my shuriken is still at the base level, it'll take me about 3 hits to kill Rambo here. By the way, the stage 3 boss is called Mother Brain, but it has no affiliation with the mid-trade enemy of the same name, so it's not really a but those guys are very clearly modeled after Rambo. Just like the flying kickmen are modeled after Bruce Lee. And apparently the developers got in a lot of trouble for this reason. Heck, even the title screen looks like a famous Japanese actor. So with all the infringements on copyrights and stuff, they had to start slowly removing the copyrighted content from the games for re-release. In some cases, as close to immediately. And this is I'm going to need to use the jump one for this room. I have no idea how to even solve this room without the jump, without the super jump power up. Alright, I clearly can't get up there. Alright, just wanted to get up there once to try to trigger the flames. And that's how you make it through this stage, with the super jump. And now we get to take on the Arnold Schwarzenegger. The only way to hit him is on the head, but you can only hit him before he picks up, like, the cars. So I actually missed quite a few chances to hit him. Or I don't really see that I have a shot, so I just ignore him when he picks up a car and hopes he just picks up a block instead. Now, what's interesting is this is clearly modeled after the Terminator, and yet they also kind of have him turn green like the Hulk. But yeah, that's clearly meant to be the Terminator. Well, actually, that's not true. The fact of the matter was, the creator of the Shinobi series basically blamed his own lack of creativity for all the recycling of copyright characters and for enemies and bosses in this game. And just hoped that his creative staff would take his proof of concept designs to create something more akin to what he would make. And once again, I'm using the double jump here. This level is an absolute nightmare without the... Actually, I don't think it's possible to complete this stage without the super jump power up. Not even with the double jump. And this thing is, and those lasers are slowly trickling downward. And those lasers are a pain to deal with. But for what it's worth, the hard part is at least over and done with. Or so I thought. Okay, so what you need to watch out for is the red car. There are pits in the foreground, and though there's no physical obstacles in the background per se, you still have to worry about that red car that has a massive hitbox, and will hit you if you even so much as get near it. Trying to time it in relation to the red car, in relation to where the enemies were located. Shit. Alright. It wasn't what I wanted, but okay. And really, at this point, I'd just be better off staying in the background. Watching out for the red car because there's so many gaps here, so there you go. Unfortunately, this boss is nothing unusual. You just have to hit those red buttons and destroy those red buttons. Each one takes about 3 hits to destroy. This is the most annoying one because you have to constantly jump over the electric rod. And unfortunately, I don't have any ninjutsu arts. With that said, we destroyed the truck, shipping the missile, I think. And now we are headed straight. Oh yeah, we are still in the Americas. Stage 6 is Chinatown. And man, this is probably when I really should have taken advantage of the flames, I think. But it comes up because the flames are basically useless against bosses. They don't really do any damage against them. They're only good against mob enemies. Honestly, to be fair, I think that also means they could have been really helpful as a closer against the Stage 5 boss. Alright. I start getting a little wise that maybe I should just run up to these guys who are just difficult to land hits. Unfortunately, I can't hit that bitch, so I'm gonna have to. That Chun-Li looking bitch. Actually, it's not Chun-Li either. I believe the original Street Fighter was already out by the time, but I don't know if Chun-Li was in that game. Man, I can't get the timing on the double jump right at all. But if you've actually been going through the whole game stockpiling on the explosive is quite possibly the single greatest power-up in the whole game. Probably should have spammed the hell out of that when as things got difficult. As they will probably instant kill just about everything on the field. And you get to reuse your power-up right away. The downside, though, is that the explosion costs you a life, but that's fine. I have 9 lives. I'm basically a cat at this point. I have 9 lives. I'm trying to manipulate those stupid Bruce Lees down there so I can actually get down there safely, but it is what it is. So now we are riding the subway, and the main obstacles are those stupid red blocks. And don't worry about the train catching up to you or anything. Unfortunately, there's no backtracking. So I have to just keep moving. So you don't have to worry about outrunning the screen or anything like that, but you still have to. There's no backtracking. Wait for that stupid mine to go off. Alright, let's do this. So, my strategy with dealing with enemies is to try not to get too close to them, otherwise their AI will keep coming in. So I'm gonna use the ultimate ninjutsu to instant shot Spider-Man here. And yes, that is Spider-Man. Who then transforms himself into Batman? A green Batman. Unfortunately, this is the only use of the flame one that I will make use of, and you can immediately tell that this thing did nothing against this guy. So I'm just getting the crap beat out of me as a result. It wouldn't have mattered if he hit me at this point because I kamikazed myself, so I have to regain the weapon upgrade once more. By the way, it should be noted that even though we're clearly fighting Spider-Man who turned into Batman, he's technically not Spider-Man or Batman, just a metamorph. He's just like a transforming character, a shapeshifter. I think his name was like Metamorpher. So that was kind of the point. The fact that I'm still using that stupid ass kick as a melee attack and the fact that it takes 3 hits to kill Rambo is proof that I still don't have the power up. However, completing the level does grant me a ninjutsu. I'm just waiting to see what would happen. Barely made that jump. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to use the double jump here, but I'm saving that one for the boss. I don't even know if I'll get another ninjutsu scroll in this stage. I mean, I don't think I opened a single crate with a ninjutsu crate in it. I don't think I need to grab that. Because at this point, the only boss fight where ninja stars would be helpful is the very next one. And of course, I got the mine. Double mines here. Now, I thought I got a POW block here, but apparently not, because... Oh yeah, I got the power block. I'm guessing I got hit and didn't realize it. Yeah, because now I got D-pad, because I now just have a normal shuriken, so this will make the next boss a little trickier. Finally, I got this guy. And honestly, This is probably proof that I should have just... Alright, I got the ninjutsu scroll here, but, you know, I just didn't notice that I had it. Really, the only power-up I care for this boss is the super jump. Jump, double jump. I jump right before he swipes me with the tail. And that was when I realized I didn't have a flame shuriken. So I just kept spamming the hell out of my shurikens so I could get through Godzilla here. And yes, that is Godzilla. Later versions actually replaced him with like a dinosaur that you can see its insides. But there we took down Godzilla, and that is that. And for those of you familiar with Streets of Rage, Stage 8 is the final level. Like all things Streets of Rage related. Actually, I think that was just more of a beat-em-up type of thing, to have 8 stages. And I still have that scrawny-ass kick. Finally got a goddamn POW block so I could use my sword. And I can one-shot most normal enemies, if not all normal enemies from here on. Can't seem to reach that scroll, so I'm not gonna try. And I'm not gonna try since it's just hovering over a pit. God damn it! I mean, this is the final level. It should be hard. I'm gonna off-screen the enemy for a bit so I could get closer. Right, that's not too bad. I just want to push him a little bit so I could slice him with my sword. And now we got another guy throwing explosives at us. Gotta use the spread shot. And we are clear with 8-1. Alright. And this one's a bit of a maze, so what you want to do is follow the directions you go. Jump over the doors you don't want to go through, otherwise you'll go through them. You only go through the doors with the big circle on them. And hold right there or you will fall. I have to use the shuriken there because I don't want to go through that door. Go down here to pick up quite a number of power-ups. I get a scroll, and I get an extra life, and I get some shurikens. Really what I wanted was the second ninjutsu scroll and the 1-up. Well, I didn't really need the 1-up. I have plenty of lives, and we're not using the kamikaze attack anymore. Alright, I'm trying to manipulate this bitch to come down here. Good. Through this door. Take out this guy and do a double jump so I could go in there. Sword both guys. Good. Go through that door. I want to try to take out these ninjas that surround me right now. Luckily, if you stand upright, the ninjas can't get you. And I'm blocking the bullets with my shuriken right here, so just FYI. Don't need to worry about that last gunman there. We will go through that door and never have to worry about him again. Fortunately, we have to worry about a full plague of these annoying assholes. Yeah, I'm not gonna give up my power up. I want to keep my sword. Luckily, the shuriken hit my daggers while in the parry stance, and I cleared 8-2. Now we get to the final boss, and this guy's such a cinch. Watch what I do. Because I have double ninjutsus, I have 2 sets of the electric ones, which is good for defense. And note that when he spins the hair at me, it always returns back to him after he hits me. But because I'm under protections, I just wipe the floor of this guy, and I don't even need to throw shurikens at the little holes to keep the ceiling from collapsing. If you let the ceiling collapse, you get the bad ending. But if you save the girl before the ceiling collapses, you get the good ending. That's how you get perfect playthrough. Now, I'm gonna cut this off because this is some pretty kick-ass music right here. And there's no end credits. So, with all that out of the way, if you like what you see here, leave a like, comment, subscribe to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. With all that out of the way, this is Mike Gorin signing out.